Well everyone, welcome back to another video on the Volvo sleeper build. In the last video, we got the Volvo running, reaching operating temperature, and driving. We drove this thing for the first time in the last video. Now, after what I just did, not only is the Volvo not driving, it's also not running. But that's because we are fixing issues that we have discovered after we got it running and driving. The main issue was the ignition system. LS's, they have their coil packs and their wires on the valve cover, which when you have stock headers is totally fine, but these turbo manifolds get very close to those coils. And so the wires, even though they are covered with heat wrap, and even though the headers are ceramic coated, the wires were burning because they were directly contacting the manifolds. So we had to fix that. And there are plenty of solutions that companies offer to fix this problem. You can mount the coil packs remotely on the firewall or somewhere else in the engine bay. You can get certain valve covers that have mounts built into them that angle them, all sorts of stuff. But those options are expensive and require ordering parts. I managed to fix this issue by just cutting up the stock brackets. Cut some slits in the brackets, bent them up so the coil packs were no longer facing down towards the manifold, but out over the manifold, then re-welded the slits, and now, once I get new wires, we can run the wires around the outside of the manifold instead of touching the inside, going in through the runners. We had a few other issues in the last video. For instance, the power steering pulley bent, which might have something to do with the fact that I lifted the engine with the power steering pulley when we were mounting it. Especially dumb move since that part is no longer available for purchase. You can't get new power steering pulleys for this. So ladies and gents, let's get the Volvo ready to go on the dyno and make 600 horsepower. So that's a tricky thing, because I bought eBay wastegates and they don't offer like eBay wastegate springs. Pretty much buy a tile wastegate spring, but they're not the same. So I bought a 7 PSI tile wastegate spring and it's a 12 PSI spring in this wastegate. The spring that was in there previously was a 14 PSI spring. Pretty sure 12 PSI is a little bit too much. Yeah, you know, as much as I want to just send it with a 12 PSI springs, it's just a really better idea to run like 8 or 10 PSI. 12 pounds is pushing it on the stock rings. So I ordered some more wastegate springs. We'll put those in when they arrive from eBay. So this time I got an actual vacuum bleeder. That seems like it worked much better. Wow. Cutting stainless steel has never been that easy. If you guys don't know, that was a bandsaw, a little portable handheld bandsaw that Audrey's parents got for me for Christmas. It's the first time I got to use it. I didn't do the best cut because this is the first time I used it, but it just cut through that stainless, no problem. I'm also gonna get a little portable table for it so I can use it as a table bandsaw. It's gonna be freaking awesome. Ladies and gents, the nightmare continues. I got the new wastegate springs, but they didn't fit. They're these small diameter, tiny little springs again. It's so frustrating. So 3 sets of springs later, I just decided to cut the springs that came in the wastegate, which sounds a little sketchy, but I got both the wastegates to seemingly open around 5 PSI. So that should be fine. Now we gotta make a wastegate dump tube, do the wires, do a map sensor, and we're done. So I'm pretty sure everything in here is totally done. The dump pipe is finished and heat wrapped. You can't see it, but maybe you can see the tube right there. That's where it exits. The new wires are in, made and routed nice and far away from the manifolds. New map sensor is in. Oh, I have to connect the vacuum line there. Put a new tune in the ECU for that new map sensor. Only thing I have to do is plumb up the wastegates, but I'm not hitting boost today, so not too big video. Let's start it. Kind of sounded like there was a vacuum leak because it idled really high, but everything works so much better now. Throttle response is so much better, everything so much better. Definitely wrong, but I don't know what would be wrong. It's tune or like there wasn't a vacuum leak anywhere. So you know, I searched for a vacuum leak and a lot of other stuff. I just tried to figure out why it was idling high, and I think it's a tune related thing. Not positive, but pretty sure it's tune related. This thing definitely feels much peppier now that it's actually on all 8 cylinders. Hit a little bit of turbo. It is the next day, and we're heading to the dyno now. So I will see you guys in a... Yeah, it's not too happy right now. Wow, I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video when we dyno it. And thank you all for the support. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.